Oh.
Okay. Jimmy Kimmel on his late night talk show in February of 2015 did a small opening on vaccines in children. He jokingly said of the Los Angeles community that parents are more scared of gluten than they are of their child contracting smallpox. The reality in 2015 was that 20% of the Los Angeles schools kids in school were not vaccinated, and they were susceptible to diseases like smallpox. He continues his skit by saying, "I know you won't listen to a small-time talk show host, but hopefully you'll listen to every doctor in the world." He continues with that doctors didn't learn things about the human body on Facebook, they actually learned them in school. Although it seems like Jimmy Kimmel is joking, this topic is not to be taken lightly, and I, like Jimmy Kimmel, would like to talk to you guys about the importance of having your child vaccinated. One of the main reasons to vaccinate your child is because it can save your child's life. It's important to understand that immunizations not only protect your child, but also others you care about. Lastly, vaccinations are safe and effective, and as a future pediatric nurse, I want every child I take care of to be vaccinated so that they live a full and happy life. Let's talk about the number of children who aren't vaccinated. According to the article by Josh Lebs of CNN, The Unvaccinated by the Numbers, reports that 48 states allow for religious exemptions and 20 states allow for philosophical exemptions of vaccinations. The top reasons given for not having a child vaccinated is that parents believe that they receive too many shots. They don't believe that medical professionals have their child's best interests at heart, and they believe that vaccinations are not in their child's best interest. The top reason, lastly, although sometimes rare, children can have medical exemptions, so basically like they're allergic to a certain vaccination, and if they're left unvaccinated, it can cause them to be exposed, especially if there's a child that's healthy who could have a vaccination. I'd like to share a short story with you. I work with children that have behavioral issues, and oftentimes their families will not have the other children in the family vaccinated due to these behavioral issues. They believe they're related to the vaccinations. And I am 100% grateful that my mom had me vaccinated as a child, because had it not been for those vaccinations, I could be exposed to diseases like whooping cough, measles, rubella. There are 5 major reasons to vaccinate, and I talked about a few of them earlier. One of the reasons to vaccinate is it saves a child's life. One example of this is the eradication of polio. Prior to the life-saving vaccine, polio left children crippled and even killed children and was a widely feared disease. Now there are no reports of polio according to vaccine.gov. Action.org reports that the yearly average of lives saved because of vaccines is 2.5 million. That's 2.5 million lives that are protected not only from harmful illnesses, but Action.org also reports that vaccines can help prevent poverty. The second reason to vaccinate is that it doesn't just protect your child, but it also protects others. Although there are occasions when people cannot get vaccinated, it is important that you are healthy and fully capable that you should. According to vaccine.org, it has been estimated that there are 10,000 to 50,000 cases of whooping cough, causing 10 to 20 babies that were exposed to die. The fact that babies are too young to have vaccinations sometimes can be a reason for why we see death from them. Vaccine.org advises that by being vaccinated, we decrease the risk of deaths of babies, friends, and loved ones from being exposed to diseases like whooping cough. Third reason to vaccinate is that vaccines are safe and effective. Vaccines go through a process to make sure that they are authorized to use on people. VaccinationsToday.eu says that there is an extensive scientific process in which vaccines go through. This process includes clinical studies in which volunteers are used to test vaccinations and authorize them for use. After the verification process, vaccines are still under investigation by a public health representative to continually collect data and make sure that vaccines remain safe. Another reason that vaccines are safe and effective is that there are low rates of rejection, and most people have to deal with after receiving a vaccination is soreness, redness, and possible swelling. So let's talk about the consequences of not getting your child vaccinated. The only real consequence of not getting a child vaccinated is that we will see a rise in vaccine-preventable diseases such as polio, meningitis, pertussis, measles, and rubella. According to pkids.org, we have seen a decline since as early as the 1950s in diseases like the ones above. If we continue to allow kids not to be vaccinated, we will begin to see a rise in these diseases again. And that means we will also see a rise in death, we'll see a rise in mental retardation, as well as physical deformities. As a future nurse, I urge you to get your children vaccinated. This will allow them to live a long and healthy life without fear that they will contract some disease that could have easily been prevented when they were young. If you know someone who is considering not getting their child vaccinated, remind them that the choice doesn't just affect their child, it affects me, it affects you guys out here on the basketball court tonight. If you or anyone you know is thinking of not having a child vaccinated, think twice, because when the options are life or death, I hope you choose life for your child. Thank you so much for listening to my speech.